Hi ladies! Here's another one of my Graphic 45 albums that I'm redoing without the music. The Communique papers I used for this, and I think these are my favourite colours, the reds, the creams and the blacks. Again, it's one of my early albums, probably the second or third one that I made with the Graphic 45 papers, which I love. There's lots of cutouts going on. I've used chipboard for the album. It's another 6x8 album, and I've bound it with cardstock. So let me talk you through what I did. Again, I used 12x12 papers and the 8x8s, and I've built up the front cover with some cutouts from the 12x12 papers, the title across there, and then some of the metal Graphic 45 staple flowers with just some red roses stuck on the top, and then back those with a Sizzix flat flower just to give some more dimension. And then I cut some leaves out, and I've used the enamel, the black enamel paints, I think by Ranger, just to highlight the veins on those. So I'm not sure if you can see that. I'm poking out underneath. Used another one of the Tim Holtz book knobs for that. I thought this was very 1920s, 1930s look, and just used a ribbon tie again. All of my earlier albums I've made small tags, and it was before the days when I made them all to fit 6x4 photos, so they're quite different. Anyway, let me take you through what I did. Again, using the papers, Tim Holtz cutters, that's the tattered floral flower, and my envelope template. I cut some envelopes out and then just put the penny black stamp on and inked them. There's nothing inside them yet, just for notes, and then made a pocket there. It's just a couple of those. They sit inside there. This page I've used a photo turn just to hold the flap down, and then added some areas for notes, and then put a couple of tags in this side. That's made from a lunch money envelope, and I've just inked it so they sit in there. Close that up, and then just stuck a button on the photo turn. What have I done here? I've used some film strip and some of the Staples flowers and a pin, tickets, and then a couple of pull-out photo mats. Which way does that go? Oh, that goes that way. And they sit under the pocket there. I've used this ribbon because I thought it looked like stockings, and stockings obviously were all the rage in the 20s, 30s, just coming in, so I quite like that. And then I've just made a pull-out little book here that opens out. I've cut two strips from 12x12 sheet of paper and attached them together somewhere, I can't remember where, and then just put, there's places for photos and places for journaling as well in there, so that ties up. And then behind it there's a couple of tags that just sit up here, if you can see those. Those were from an embellishment sheet that came with the paper. And then there's a couple of little tags sitting in the pocket there. Lots to work with on the papers, lots to cut out, lots to build up. There's some tissue tape down here as well that I've added in. A couple of buttons, chain, and again one of the embellishments from the paper. And that's just raised up on foam tape. This page has a tag that sits behind a pocket. Again, it's made of lots of different bits of paper, all ripped and stuck together, and then just room for notes on the back, and that sits under there. And then this was one of the cutouts, and so I embossed it with one of the Cuttlebug embossing files and inked it with gold dry embossing powder, and then made a book for notes or photos and stamped each of the pages in there to make them look old, and then attached it by putting a ribbon through at the edge. This page is a flat page. I've used the Sizzix Flourish again and some red flowers and one of the tickets or the postcard, and then just covered the flap with different bits of the paper, made a pocket and then just a tag to go inside, and then put one of the Sizzix flowers on the top there, and then in the pocket here on the tag, on the pull out, there's another tag, just slips under there, and that just closes like that. This page I made an envelope, and that's a false end really, and then just put a tag inside it, and again used glossy accents on the bottle and the pen. I ripped the centre of the paper out and then just put the bottle behind that. Used a button at the top and then just a place for notes at the back. And that one just slips under there. And then there's a pull-out mat behind that for notes or photos, I should say. This page, I've just raised up a pocket, a couple of ovals, and then cut out the headline from the paper, and then put the picture of Mary Pickford and Douglas Fairbanks on here, and a few flowers, bridal looking flowers, and then secretly married at the bottom, and then just made a tag to go inside the, or underneath here. Let's put it back in that way, and just slips under there. This page I put a band across the middle, cut either side out, and then put a photo mat behind it. Done a bit of stamping on there and put one of the penny black stamps at the top. I cut out some of the words from the 8x8 paper and finished it off with a button tag, and then just some of the paper on the back, and that slides, should slide under there. It's nice looking back at these. I'd forgotten what I'd done, so perhaps I'll inspire myself again. This page I just made a pocket at the bottom, made a big red tattered floral flower, and again used the black enamel, it's like glossy accents, I can't think what it's called, but I'm sure you know what it is. Comes in white and black, just to put the veins on the leaves sticking out there, and then a couple of tags sitting in the pocket. Just pull that one out. Just got a place for notes on the back, and then that's just one of the embossed Tim Holtz Old Jalopy, I think it is. Let's put those back in there, and then there's a tag that sits in there as well. Nearly at the end. Again another pocket. I've cut the Communique headline out from, I think that was off the actual front of the paper pad, the 8x8, and then built up the page with some newspaper, some music. I think that music paper was the only paper that I used that wasn't Graphic 45. Some stamps, big Communique C, and I've put glossy accents on that, and then the tags inside. That one's just cut straight from the paper. That's a cardstock one with one of the cutouts on, and then a slightly larger one here with the phones on. And I made an envelope pocket here with one of the on the edge dies for the back. Let's just pop those back in. I don't put them back in as I go, I forget where they go. And then the last page I just used music paper again and then built up the corner over the music paper, which I cut at a curve to give a pocket. These again are the Sizzix flowers. And then just added some embellishments under that, and then just dropped 3 tags in there, 1 from the paper, 2 from the paper, 3 from the paper, and then there's a photo mat in there as well, just sits underneath. Like that. And then the back cover again, I cut the hand out, put some red paper on the backing, used some of the edgings from the paper, and then put the pen and hand on the back just to finish it off. Made a hole here and just tied a ribbon loop through, put a bow on that, and that just closes it up. Should close it up. Is it going to? Yeah. So that's my Communique album. I hope you've enjoyed the walkthrough, and I'll be back with another upload shortly. Goodbye.